Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
From the Strip in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pub Crawl, where each week we struggle to recall our adventures in and around Las Vegas, giving a unique perspective on the best places to tear it up in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Alicia and David.
Welcome to Pub Crawl, the best source of Vegas-y drinking goodness. I'm Alicia.
I'm David, and I'm looking pretty good right now. And I'm about to start feeling good.
All right. We're going to start off by welcoming, I think, the biggest live studio audience we've ever had. Yes.
Welcome. We are literally up to like web soup levels right now.
Huge.
Like that is killer.
And also, welcome the live chat room.
Over there.
So we always do this.
It's over there. If you don't know, it's a live chat. I mean, the internet's over on that side.
That's right.
Also, or not even also, but if you want to get a hold of us, and you're not in the live studio audience or in the live chat room, email pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. That's pubcrawl@vegasvideonetwork.com. Also, we're on the Twitter. The LV Locals is us. The whole network is Vegas Video Network with no vowels in network.
And then there's that toll-free listener line. What is it?
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. I'll do it.
I have to read.
866-966-9945? Oh. No! 4599! Oh, all right. See, I got cocky.
Uh-huh.
866-966-4599.
There you go.
All right. Also, the KSHP, 1400 AM every Friday night. You can listen to us not live, but just as good.
Just as good. Also, Roku.
Roku. We were watching Roku the other day.
We were.
We were. Also, iTunes and YouTube. iTunes is killer because you can get the audio and the video version. So if you just want to listen to us, you can do that too.
All right.
Can we get to this? Because I'm about to die.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need a cocktail of the week. Now, whilst doing our classics, this is a definite classic, but you wouldn't think it's a classic because it's so readily used today. And we've never done this. A traditional, ladies and gentlemen, margarita.
Yes, we've done the devil's margarita.
The devil's margarita. But look at this. 3 ingredients. Tequila, triple sec, lime juice.
Easy. Peasy.
Not even close to Japanesey. More south of the Mexicani. Whatever, I don't know.
Mexicini?
So, we're going to do it. The reason we're doing this is it's kind of a theme night. We're not wearing our sombreros, but we could be because it is kind of a Mexicanish night because of our reviews. So, do I do this in a shaker?
Yes. Yes.
Yep, I think I do. So, we're going ice.
Okay. So, if you had salt, which we forgot our salt.
You know us in garnishes.
I like garnishes, and I always have salt on my margarita.
But wait, and you know I don't. You know why I don't? I'm not going to lick their dirty ass glass anyway. So, when you get the ice on the margarita, everyone goes, I want salt. You're like, I'm not going to touch that.
I always lick the dirty rim.
Oh. Oh, so, it's a family show.
If you want salt, you're supposed to rim it with lime juice, and then dip it in salt first.
Right. There is
Your glass.
There is an easy way to do it, and you're absolutely right. You would take a lime wedge and you would go around the edge and then you dip it in the salt. But I'm not. Like I said, I don't do salt anymore. because I'm just going to drink it through a straw. Okay, what am I doing?
Okay, so you're making it for 2.
Yes.
So 3 ounces of tequila.
3 ounces. What's that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was.
Was that right?
No. But I'm out of ice.
Okay, so now, okay.
I'm out of ice, so I'm making 4. Is what I'm doing.
Okay, well, now you're going to need 1 ounce of triple sec. You know how to do that now? The same thing?
No, not with an open thing. That's just because it has a little pour thing on it. Oh, I love this. Is the Contro, the good stuff.
It is.
Might have been a Christmas present from somebody out there.
Might have been.
Ah, good stuff. Don't use cheap stuff.
That's all you're using?
What? You said an ounce?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, and 2 ounces of lime juice.
Right.
That's a really, really strong drink there, my darling.
Well, there we go. It ain't fancy. It's a margarita. That's it.
Okay, shake
Stand
it.
back.
Shake, strain, and serve.
Stand back. I knew that was going to happen. It was over full.
You need tequila all over the place.
All right. Oh, can you smell it?
Yeah, it's a whole glass full of tequila.
Oh, you know what? It doesn't smell like tequila, though. Smell that.
Smells like a margarita.
It does. You know what we're missing? Chips and salsa.
Yes,
Doesn't that sound good?
it does.
Here's your unsalted rim margarita.
Easy, Scott says. That's good.
Could be sweeter. You know, some people put sweet and sour in it. We don't. This is a traditional margarita.
That
They
is
don't.
very good.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so now we'll do our drunk term.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. It's about cerveza, as they would say south of the border.
And this might happen after your Super Bowl party at your house. Might happen at ours. Drunk term is deserter. So this is a full beer, possibly hidden, that you find when you're cleaning the next day after a party.
Oh, okay. He deserted the rest of his.
Yeah,
All right.
I found lots of those before, like behind lamps. Like they
Yeah.
just try to hide it. They had too much to drink and they're like, when they hide it.
I remember finding some tarragon-laden vodka laying around one night at a party
Oh, yes, we do remember this party.
from Lieutenant Lois.
That's right.
She made some. Yeah, she infused some vodka with tarragon, and I think we talked about it on the show about a year ago. But it was literally a jar full of tarragon and like maybe a shot of vodka. So it was really tarragon-y.
Very
Like it
tarragon-y.
was, man.
Well, and somebody thought to drink it straight, which is a little bit too much.
Yeah. So we ended up finding a few of those.
So we found a deserter.
So let's take a quick station ID and then come back with Pub Crawl Adventure.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
And we're back.
And we're back. You know what we were just discussing? This is a little tart. Not that that's a bad thing. I kind of like it that way, but I think because I use bottled lime juice. And it's key lime juice. I don't know what the difference is. Key limes are those little ones, right? So if you're supposed to, it's funny, I use such a mishmash. I use really good triple sec, ho-hum tequila, and bottled lime juice. So you could do this better with real
It
lime
works.
juice. But you need, a lot of limes to do this. But then again, if you have a lime tree, you have too many already. So
So go out and get yourself a lime tree.
go get you. Well, people with lime trees, like, hey, want some limes? No, I've got still a bag from the last time I came over. So we started the weekend kind of crazy. We had some people in town. Some of the Star Trek people were in town. Might still be.
Who are those?
We ended up at the Rio again. Now, we haven't been to the Rio since the Star Trek convention in August. I don't think. Have we even walked in there?
I think we walked through, but
We went up to Voodoo one time. I know we did that. But I mean, for the most part. So you know what I was really shocked about is this whole Masquerade Show in the Sky thing they do there. This is a free show. If you don't know, there's two main parts of the Rio. There's the main original Rio. It's the original tower and the original casino. A couple years back, they opened a big tower in front of it and a whole new Masquerade casino, another buffet, restaurants, your favorite Italian place there, Miziano's or whatever that.
I think they changed the ad for that, the billboard.
It used to be the chef.
The chef.
The single ugliest man
He is
on the
ugly,
face
ugly
of
man,
the
yeah.
earth. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this.
What's it called? Mastriotti's or something like that?
It's this bald guy that
Oh.
makes you not hungry to look at.
Yeah, because the billboard is the ugliest like Italian guy ever, big old beefy guy. And then this pretty model chick next to him is like, oh, I lost my appetite every time I
Yeah,
look
so
at
we'll
that
never
billboard.
eat there because it's just like it's disgusting.
But they changed it.
I'm sure the food's great. But anyway, so the Masquerade Casino has this free show. People say it's one of the best free shows in town. You know what? I had mixed feelings. So we go to the Masquerade Bar, which is the bar in the middle of that casino. And every hour from 6 to midnight, or 6 to 11,
11, Thursday through Saturday.
a bunch of people in skimpy outfits and ripply muscles get up and sing really lame songs. And I kind of liked it. I mean, it was tacky and dumb.
I like because every time they came around again, I did the circuit. It was a bunch of us drinking, and we just kept getting more and more drunk. So we just kept the beads.
I know, they throw the beads.
By the end of the night, everybody had like piles of beads on.
Right.
That was pretty fun.
And well, the weird thing is, so they do a little stage show, which is, like I said, really on the lame side. It's like, I mean, it's very show-tune-y.
Oh yeah, the girls were dressed in bathrobes coming out of the bathtub.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad.
It's a free show. You can't
I know.
complain.
And then they all get in these kind of floats that are on the sky, and they go around and they throw beads. Now, at first, the first two times they did it, I was really mad because we're all having a good conversation. Hey, that's really great, and blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden the music kicks in. You can't hear anything. You have to watch this dumb show. But you know, I was like, this isn't bad. I was kind of, I wanted to kind of change my opinion. As we say, always do something twice. You know what? For a free show, you get to see almost boobies, almost. You know, like almost. You think you did? Oh, I think I saw it. But you didn't. You know. It was all right. It was a little annoying when you're trying to. I wouldn't have a business meeting there. That'd be really bad.
So it says in the notes there's $12 rides.
Yeah, remember you can ride in one of those. You can sit up there, and believe me. So we were there, and there was a marine kind of a ball going on, which seems to be every time we're there, some kind of a marine ball. And so all the guys are in the marine outfits. There was a couple sitting. I saw them sitting in one of the floats that was going around on the ceiling.
Oh.
I was like, and it's $12. It's only $12, and you get the ride on the ride. But they're doing this though. Like, I don't know how fun it is. You know, like everybody, all the people are all there, do beads and woo, and they're shaking their stuff, and these, you know. You know, I don't know how. Yeah, it's like I don't know. $12 to be really embarrassed. I'm not sure if I would do that. You know, but anyway, they got the ride up there, and so. But anyway, so we did that. We ended up at All American Bar and Grill, which is kind of the burger joint in the Rio, where I tell you I've had maybe in the top 5 best chicken wings I've ever had in that place.
Really?
They were-
To add it to your list.
It's adding to the chicken. We did the finger list. Now this is the wing list. That's on the list. They were utterly amazing. They were like super crunchy, super crusty.
Well done.
Well done. Amazing. So if you're looking for a good chicken wing and you're in the Rio, All American Bar and Grill. 24-hour place. The food looks really good. A little expensive.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a burger joint. You know, I mean, they're probably, what are they, $12 burgers, $16 burgers? Whatever.
Yeah, it's typical.
That's fine. you know.
Typical price for.
There's apparently a couple buffets in the Rio. I've never been to one.
Heard they're supposed to be good.
I get mixed I get mixed reports. I hear, oh, they used to be good. Now they're not. Or, oh, you got to do the seafood one, not the world one. No, you got to do the world one, not. It's too confusing. You know what? I'll just go to the burger joint. I can't. I can't.
Can't figure it out.
No. So anyway, then now we started on our Mexican adventure. Yes. The next day, we just happened to be on the south end of the Strip. And there happens to be a lot of Mexican restaurants south end of the Strip. I mean, without listing them all, in order from south to north, it would be Border Grill, Husong's, Tacos and Tequila, nothing in Excalibur, then MGM, which had Gonzales y Gonzales, where we went to, across the street, Diego, and I don't think, and then Diablo's, of course, would be right next to that too. That's all just in that little corner.
What is the furthest north Mexican restaurant?
El Segundo Sol at the mall.
Is there anything at Stratosphere?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. That's out of my. Well, Rock and Rita's kind of would count, I guess, and that's at Circus. You know.
No, they don't count.
They don't. I don't think they do. I don't think they're Mexican.
They don't count.
I think they have margaritas. Why did I make 4? I wonder.
I don't know. Fill mine up. And yours too, of course.
So we went to Gonzales y Gonzales, which we never thought about going to because it looked kind of, in New York, there's a little New York Village area, and it's all the pizza shop, the deli, and all those Fulton Fish Market. And it was a Mexican restaurant. I thought, oh, it's just a little stand. It's not. It's a whole restaurant. I didn't realize that.
We've never stopped there before.
I know we always pass it with that. I'm not going to sit at a stand. But hey, let's try that. It was not bad. Apparently, it's a big company, Arc Restaurants. They own apparently half of New York because they own America, which I don't think we talked about on the show. America is the cafe at New York, New York. I loved it.
Really good.
Out of all the cafes, first of all, it looks amazing. It's got the humongous 300-foot map of topographical map of the United States with all the cartoony kind of figures and stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really amazing. They own that. They own Gallagher Steakhouse, which
is good.
We can't recommend that enough. Yolo's, which is at Planet Hollywood, that's a Mexican grill, and I never been too impressed with that because the prices are outrageous. Village Streets, which I don't know what that is, and V-Bar, which we love. V-Bar is in the Venetian. That's the one that has the happy hour.
Best happy hour? On
the Strip, I think. 4 to 6 or 4 to 7.
Yeah, 2 for 1. And
all day, every single day, right there. That's incredible. That's the same company. Gonzales y Gonzales, it is kind of bright, for a Mexican restaurant. We went there during X Games was this weekend. Every time we looked at a TV, it was some kind of wacky ski event. Like
somebody likes that. It was actually pretty impressive.
Well, it was weird because it's X Games is all. I kind of summed it up with X Games are sports you can do stoned because you could look at all the guys and they all look like stoners. They all got baggy pants and longish hair. They don't look like athletes at all.
Yeah.
And they do crazy crap like I'm gonna ski backwards down this hill and then flip and it's like
go backwards.
Yeah, it's like I think X Games is just like stone games like. And then they get out there done. They're like, "Hey, bro, it was awesome, yeah." It's like.
Yeah, we were sitting there watching the games, and then the bartender he kept coming back and forth, and he asked us, "You bored?"
Yeah, and we're like,
"No. Why do we look bored?" And we're like, "Oh, do we bored?"
Right.
Like extreme boarding. I'm
right.
like, "Oh."
We were really,
I know. Bored.
We were actually put off our game the way he said it.
You bored?
Because we were watching the sport,
Excuse me.
and it was snowboarding. And he's like, "You bored?" Whoa, dude.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, why don't you give me a little dance here or something, Jeez. And he walked away, and we were like, cause it's funny, we kind of, not that we act.
We both look at each other.
Yeah, well, we don't really act tough, but we kind of were like, did he just say what? We were like, oh my God, like, huh? But it's like, oh.
Did you just say?
Oh my God, okay, but do we bored? No. But it was his English, you bored. So.
Yeah, it works.
So
here
I liked it.
They have that frozen sky high margarita, that 48 ounce.
Yeah.
Big old thing. So if you want to get a giant margarita, I don't know how much it was.
27, I think he said.
Was it?
Yeah. We got the fresh guacamole, which I gotta say, not the best in town, but I mean, how bad could it be? This was great, really cold and crisp and clean. I liked it. You did something that I can't believe you did. You actually cleaned the bowl.
I was hungry.
I mean, it was that good. You're like, and I took it away. I'm like, don't do that.
Like he's embarrassed like a little kid.
You're like, we ran out of chips. I was like, oh man, all right.
Well, because this guy all day long, he just wants to eat chips.
That's all I want to eat.
We had chips for lunch. We had chips for dinner.
That's
all we had all day is chips. I'm like, I'm so hungry.
That's all I want. I just want
hungry.
chips. We're always on this crazy diet, and it's
that
like
was our chip day.
I just want chips. That's all I want. I want chips and chips. I just want potato chips. I want tortilla chips. I want Fritos. I just love chips.
No more chips. So they have a whole margarita menu.
Okay. Or as they say, margarita menu.
Oh yeah. Their menu was there's a typo.
Yeah.
Margarita.
Margaritas.
Oh, don't you have anybody proofing your menu?
Yeah.
That's pretty. I thought that was funny.
Just their drink menu. The regular menu had it spelled.
Yeah.
Right, so.
So their prices are not between $9 and $13, and then their ultimate margarita, it's got $1,800 in Anejo, and Grand Marnier float, that's $15. That's the big pricey one.
That's a little much. But, they were good. I liked them. The guacamole was great. We didn't eat.
We had chips.
Right. So we did have chips.
Chips. I'm still complaining about that today. Like,
Well, here's what's
I hope I don't have chips for dinner.
But, okay, so you left literally famished, emaciatedly famished, like you were dragging, like, oh, I can't go on. I've never seen you so hungry when we left there. So we said, well, let's go to another Mexican restaurant. And as I was checking in via Foursquare, one came up across the street, Diego's at MGM, which we normally hate MGM because I don't like the layout. All the restaurants are way too expensive. We never go to MGM for anything, ever. The parking is the worst in town, so we never go there. We're like, well, let's go there, because it's just across the bridge. We can walk over.
And their happy hour was going to start at 5.
4 or 5. 4, I think.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
You're right.
And it was about 3:30 or whatever. So, hey, let's walk over there. So we had to walk through all the crazy MGM, which is, it's beautiful, it's big, it's nice, it's great. I mean, lions are killer.
I like to look at the lions.
The lions, if you want to look at lion testicles, that is the place to go.
My favorite.
Because every time you go, they're laying on the glass thing right above you, and it's just sack. It's just a big, it's just a big flattened on glass lion sack.
Is that the sound of a lion or lion testicles?
No, it's the sound of lion testicles.
Rubbing on the glass. Do you?
Yeah. So we go through MGM, and now I will say one of the best meals we ever had was Nob Hill. Not that I would ever afford to normally eat there, but it was a restaurant week prefix menu, and it was incredible. But all the food, there's Joel Robuchon is in there. What is the cheap dinner? It is $225 a person.
Like $125.
A person.
Yeah.
And I'm sure and it doesn't say appetizer. It says amuse-bouche, which is already so pretentious I can barely say it. But that's this big. That is. And you're like,
lovely.
Those country videos where it's always some Western guy. It'd be like Toby Keith or Larry the Cable Guy, and there's always a segment where they bring out they go to the fancy restaurant and they go, you sure? It's always a French guy with a little mustache and he has a plate and it's all those little things. I guarantee that's Joel Robuchon. When you go in there and it's like, I feel ridiculous. Dos Caminos, speaking of Mexican restaurants, we went in there and got empanadas one time. Dos Caminos is at the Venetian. So last time we went in there, we got empanadas.
That's the last time we ordered food.
Yes. And we looked, they gave us these empanadas, or no, it was a quesadilla. I don't know, whatever it was. They were literally these little tiny wedges. We were with some friends.
It was a quesadilla, but this is the way that they make them. So they were just like little fried, looked more like empanadas.
Yeah. They were the size of like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. and with little cheese and like an olive on it. Our friends, who are pretty fancy pants LA friends, were like, they were like, we were like, you know what, this is embarrassing. To eat this is embarrassing.
And that was our dinner. We were splitting it.
I know, and we split it. We're like,
we cut it in half.
That was good. Oh,
Enjoy, my darling.
It's like Mickey and the Beanstalk. We're like cutting a bean, like it was really ridiculous. So anyway, so we go, and so that's Joe Robuchon, which we'll never go to, but unless Joe wants to give us, if Joe wants to give us a free dinner. Hey, Joe.
This episode of Pub Girls.
Brought to you by Joe Robuchon. Right. I call him Joe.
Joe.
No, probably not.
What just happened there?
So anyway, we go to we go all the way back, traipsing through this joint to Diego, and I gotta say, awesome. I was blown away.
It's pretty inside.
It's a gorgeous restaurant. If you like red, this restaurant's for you. Everything's red. The tables are red, the chairs are red, the walls are red, everything's red. It's kind of this weird, almost messes with your eyes kind of red place. So good.
Really nice design in there. So their happy hour is from 4 to 5:30.
It's Thursday through Sunday, right? Oh, Sunday to Thursday. It's not Friday and Saturday.
I think, yeah, Sunday through Thursday. And they do have food there, which I didn't order.
Funny enough, by the time we got there, we got chips and salsa, and somebody wasn't hungry anymore.
Well, come on. But if you were, they have $1 taquitos, $2 empanadas, $3 guacamole, $6 sliders, and quesadillas. And they've got draft and pitcher specials.
Yeah, and that's what happened. That was really good. We got there. We actually ended up not being hungry. We drank, and we found out they're one of those bars that's got 1 billion tequilas.
Oh, and they had mezcal and.
They have
tons of
mezcal,
stuff.
but he gave us a little sample of this other mezcal that we have a picture of. It's called the Hacienda de Chihuahua, and I'm not making that up. That's what it's called. And apparently it's really cheap. We had a little bit of that, which was fantastic. If you like really good tequila / into mezcals, really good stuff.
I like it.
I did too. We sat in there, watched the Pro Bowl, and had a good time.
Bartender Ricardo, he was very nice.
Very nice. He introduced us to their Hawaiian that worked there, and she was really nice.
He was very cool.
And we talked because we were watching the Pro Bowl, and it was a great time. Diego, I got to give it 3.5 stars or whatever. I don't even know what the scale is, but I mean, I loved it. Loved it.
I got a sangria that was really good. You liked it.
I even liked it, and I hate sangria.
It was a $7 sangria.
I don't hate sangria. I don't like wine.
You don't like.
But I do like sangria.
You like wine. You're learning to like it.
Learning to like it. But no, Diego Mexican cuisine, way in the back. It's like by CSI the Experience, like way down.
Way in the back.
Really good, really good.
Way in the
Actually,
front. 'Cause what is that? Was that the front?
it's by the pool.
Oh, okay.
The one thing about the New York, they do have a lot of good happy hours. Like there's
New York.
Yeah, no, I am Jim. Okay. There's that Michael Mina joint, whatever that's called.
Blue.
Sea Blue. That's got a really good one. There's a lot of really good happy hours, but you just got to traipse through that place. It's really, really hard to get around in there. To me, it's not a straightforward place. But hey, to each their own. So anyway, now that we were hungry and we wanted some Mexican food,
But before we go on, we learned something. We're going to talk about the.
Yes, you know what? That their menu, their drink menu was crazy full of tequila, and like if you're a tequila connoisseur, every Mexican place we go into, El Segundo, they have all these tequilas.
I don't know, maybe we just never looked.
I've never looked. I just looked on this bottle and here it was.
So we'll explain what we're talking about.
Right.
So it's a NOM, an NOM that's on every tequila or most tequila bottles.
I think it's everyone.
I don't think everyone. So basically, what it is, it's the official Mexican standard of tequila that's regulated by the Mexican government. So if like certain distilleries, you're supposed to register your tequila.
Right.
So every distillery has its own NOM number. So and if you check your tequila, it should have one on the front label somewhere.
This is 1103. There's 1,500 of them or 2,000 of them apparently.
Yeah, about 2,000.
They're the bottling plant, the distillery.
The distillery, right.
And we read a little thing on their menu that said, you know what, you could find, like say the tequila you really like Don Julio Reposado. It's a 1429 NOM number. You can find other tequilas with that same number, meaning they're bottled in that same place.
And they may be produced the same way, so you might also like that.
Right, but that's not saying that, or they might be completely different. It's just brought in from different plants, from different people, but it's just bottled and distilled in that same place, which is really fascinating. Yeah. I mean, I don't really trust the Mexican government too far, but hey, I think they've got the tequila thing down. Because
I think they've mastered that.
Yeah, I mean, you might, they can't stop a kidnapping, but hey, they can label it tequila. But I think that's really a cool idea.
But if you want to look it up, there's a tequila.net /nom.
Really?
NOM, so you can look up your tequila.
Wow. I think that was, so their menu had it all listed with the NOM numbers. What are these NOM numbers? But that was what it was.
Somebody's looking for that now. So thanks, Ricardo, for schooling us.
Yep, as you do. So now that we were hungry, it's like, hey, let's get some Mexican food. So around town, there's a lot of Michoacans. I don't know what that means. It makes me hungry just saying the word. I don't know what it is. But there's like a Lindo Michoacan. There's a Viva Michoacan. There's a, what?
Say the Viva.
Viva. We went to Bonito, which is a handsome boy, right? Because Bonita would be.
Isn't there a picture of a little girl in the.
No, it's like a guy with a mustache.
Oh. I don't know. I think it means cute because Bonita is a cute girl.
Right. So, yeah, so it's Bonito, Michoacan. It's on Decatur, kind of south, kind of by, a little west of Mandalay Bay to give you some kind of where it is. Out of all the Michoacans, I think that's the best.
So far, I agree.
They make their own, what do they call those things in Mexico? Tortillas. Right there, like running in front of you. Amazing.
They have a different salsa every day, depending on who's in the back.
That to me, that's a sign of quality. Is our salsa's just made like whoever, it is different every day. I like that. That's a sign of quality. This might be a feature, this might not, but we have a little video of
Oh.
Bonito Michoacan. And this is what you have to expect when you go in there. Now,
I like it.
I don't, you do. So it's a 50-50. Yes, if you want to hear the soothing
I
sounds
like it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
of that guy doing,
And he plays everything.
he does. The only problem is he plays it kind of loud. I mean, if we're in the bar. Well, if you don't sit in the bar, it's probably not that loud. But right there where we're sitting, it's pretty loud. And I think it's kind of cool. Adds to the vibe.
It's charming. I like it.
Their chips are good. Their salsa's good. They're a 5-star to me. They're just fantastic. And they're more like our California style of Mexican food, where a burrito is going to be $8, not $28.
Yeah.
And that's because a lot of our favorite places that we go around town. We were talking about Dos Caminos or El Segundo and all these. It's a $28 burrito. This is an $8 burrito. Way easier to swallow.
28. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot.
So we loved it. Then because it was Sunday, and if you're a local, you get your local card. We went to the pub at Monte Carlo.
We've talked about Monte Carlo before.
We've talked about this before. It's one of my biggest tips ever. But we haven't been in literally months. It's been since summer since we've walked into the pub at Monte Carlo. Mm-hmm. If you know where Monte Carlo is, right next between the New York and City Center, it's way in the back, like by the pool. It's this huge, beautiful, awesome pub with great food. I like sliders. You're not a big fan. But if you're local, they're $1 every day.
It's great.
But if you're Sunday, it's $1 for everybody. The wings are $1, sliders are $1. Buy one get one free. Well drinks.
And actually, the sliders are pretty big too.
Yeah, for $1. If you're local, you get that happy hour no matter when you're in there. But Sundays for everybody else. But the best thing about and afternoons. But the best thing about Sundays is every beer in the joint is half price, and they've got $750 beers.
They do. Trappist monk beers.
Yes.
Like crazy beers.
So we bought 2 of those for $350. One day I would like to, just go not maybe not the $700 one, but like a $100 one. Like try a $50 bottle of beer. It's $100 normally.
How good can that beer be?
I don't know. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Because we went in there and we sat down, and since we're always kind of like looking for the deal and looking for not something too fatty, you got a lactose beer that had milk in it.
That wasn't because it was not too fatty.
No, I'm kidding. I'm making a joke because you probably got the most fattening beer in the whole place.
Yeah, I don't know if we could pull the picture up.
You got a picture up. It was the one, it was Pub.
It's Farson's Lacto Stout, which sounds really gross.
Yes.
Yeah, it's side. My picture's
that
side.
one.
He fixed it.
Lacto, and it's literally got, it doesn't have milk in it.
It's got lactose in it.
It's got lactose in it.
And it's made in Malta.
Which actually is pretty romantic if you think about it.
And they add lactose. It was really
explain
interesting.
to me, Miss Smarty Pants, because and I'm not making a joke, you are smart.
Milk protein.
Okay, is that what that is? Okay. I was going to say lactose. What does that mean?
That's all it is.
Okay, so it
So
is milk.
So if you're lactose intolerant, you can't digest
You wouldn't want to have that beer.
No, you wouldn't.
I tried it. I went crazy and got a Sin City Light.
Yeah.
Because we don't go to Sin City Brewery enough. So I got a Sin City Light.
This place is awesome because they've got a killer beer menu, and they've also got stuff like that lacto. Well, actually, the lacto was on the menu, but there's a couple of other ones that they just keep off to the side that aren't on the menu.
You got one, and apparently the guy sitting next to us.
Oh, he was mad at me because.
Well, kinda. He was this awesome guy from the South, really from the South.
He wasn't really mad.
He was jokingly mad, but he said that he would watch us taking pictures of our beers and stuff and like doing our notes. He's like, y'all gotta try this beer. This is the best beer ever, ever, ever. So and you know what? He might have been right. It was one of the best beers. It
was really good.
And we got a picture of it. I don't even know what it's called. It's the yellow one, whatever that is. It's the one that's not pumpkin. What's that? Yeah, that's it. Nope. That's what I got.
The other one.
That one. This is number
Full
5.
Sail Ltd.
Yes.
And it's recipe number 5, which they don't even make anymore.
Right, and it's like they had 2 cold bottles left. They had 2 cold bottles left, so they gave us the 2 cold bottles, and It was amazing.
It was really good.
And then he told you about some app.
Oh, yeah.
You got to talk about the app.
So this app is free. No, it was free for him. You must have got a deal. It's $1 for me.
Right.
It's called Beer Profit. And it's so cool. You go to the app and you could search beers, and you can also keep a beer log too. So if I like that Full Sail, I could type that in, and then I can. And actually, but when you first load up the app, I'll go back. You type in your preferences. So what kind of flavors do you like? What kind of beers do you currently like? And then it'll tell you. So if you like this beer, there's an 80% chance you'd like this beer, and they'll recommend different beers to you.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
It's really cool, and that's how he found it. He said, "Hey, do you have this?" And they go, "Oh my God, we have a couple bottles left," because it said he was going to like it. So he ordered it. Was like, "You got to try it." So we did, and it was like, "Holy crap, this is really,
and
really
the bartenders at the pub really know their beers.
In fact, he gave us the last one, and then that guy was like, "You took the last one," and then. He goes. Then he came back and said, "I found a couple warm ones. I put them on ice." And then he was joking with the guy, like, "You got to go back there and do this. Got to cool them off for me." Yeah. No. And I got that Ace, which was a pumpkin cider, which
you love that.
How fast did that go down? That was 3 drinks. I was done with it. I would never do that again because it was just like, boom. It tasted like mead to me. Mead being one of my favorite things ever. That was so good. Those were all $5 bottles, including the one you got, that number 5, $2.50 on Sundays.
So you could just go. There's a local and just try all these crazy.
And not even
beers.
local. That's Sunday for everybody. I mean, is that cool or what? $2.50 for a beer. So we drank beers and beers and beers. So good thing we were watching our diet because we went there and had beer after beer after beer after beer. We tried all kinds of crazy stuff. That was such a cool experience. If you like beer, we talked about last week. In fact, we were telling the people next to us at the pub at Monte Carlo, there's a place up the street called Money Plays, which you'd think is some little crap hole dive bar. It is kind of, but it's a beer garden. It's an awesome little beer joint up in Chinatown on Spring Mountain. We told them you should go there. Aces and Ales over on.
Well, and the bartender actually remembered that place. He's like, I haven't been there in like 10 years.
He's like, that's not a dive bar? I'm like, well, it is a dive bar, but they've added all these crazy beers. Like some of these 10-point beers. In fact, that first one you got, that lacto thing, was 12%, wasn't it?
No.
Something was. We got.
No.
Oh, okay. So
that wasn't that one.
All right, something we got was like, oh man, watch that. But that's a new thing. I'm liking all this kind of beer. I'm kind of getting into it. This beer thing.
I'm gonna use my Beer Profit and enter all it in and see what else.
Beer Profit. I know that's a really good
cool.
tip. Yeah. So I can't say enough about the pub. We said it last year. I'll say it again. That place is just good, and especially for a major chain casino. Great deal. Great deal.
I like it.
I like it a lot. So a lot from us. That was a mouthful. Speaking of that, why did I make so much? I wonder.
I don't know.
I gotta slow down. Night is young. So. That's enough from us. Let's hear from you in a segment we call, Hey, Bartender. Good deal. It's not really that's not really that great of a deal. It's funny, Scott just asked, is that $1 a wing at the pub? It is $1 a wing, which really isn't really a good deal. $1 a slider is an amazing deal. But it kind of makes up for it. We just go 3 sliders, 5 wings.
The wings are not that big, are they?
No, they're not really worth a buck. The sliders are well worth a buck. Because you can go to like Hooters after midnight, the wings are $0.25.
Wrong segment.
I know. I know. I can't stop. I can't stop with the wings and the. All right. Hey, Bart, tell me a story.
I will. This one is from Jessica, and it's actually it's a really good one because it's actually pretty funny.
I didn't until you just read it to me a minute ago. I didn't realize this is what it was.
Okay. Hey, Dave and Alicia, we just got back from our trip to Las Vegas. Thank you guys so much for the great tips on places to go and drink and eat at. We were in town for 3 nights and tried to hit up every top place you like to hang out at. It's just a lot. From what we can remember, we went to Mike's Ale House, which is actually Miller's Ale House, Rum Runner, Frankie's Tiki Room, and the Stage Door, which we loved.
Stage Door!
Should
we tell our secret? Should we tell our secret?
What?
That we now no longer call it Stage Door. Alicia came up with the name Stage Dior.
Yes, that makes it sound fancy.
D-I-O-R-E.
Stage Dior.
Stage Dior.
Oh, we call it Stage Dior.
Stage Dior.
It's a fancy place. We were staying at the Flamingo, and I believe it was Saturday night. We were driving behind the Stage Door and saw you guys. They did.
I know. We were walking through an alley.
It was. Oh wait, that really did make our trip that much more amazing. Saying hi to you all, even though it was in the car passing. I can't wait to hear about your weekend and what you guys were up to that night. We're actually on our way out to the Red Rock Casino that night when we said hello, and we really liked it out there. It was a little far off the strip, but so worth it. There's not enough time in your show to talk about where all we went in those 3 days, but we just want to say thank you for the great tips on where to go. We had a blast in Vegas, and we hope to be back soon.
Wow, awesome.
That was a great 8 Mile. Great story.
I tell you, it was so funny. We're coming out of Stage Dior, which we've talked about before is the cheapest, most low-down, dirtiest.
Cash only, low down, dirty.
Cash only, $1.50 a drink bar in Vegas. Like literally, it's behind the Flamingo next to Batista's. It's the place that everybody knows it because it says out front, 29 years left in our lease. It's like on their board out front. We're walking through the alley with Guy and Portland Dave, stumbling through the alley on Saturday night, and we hear, Dave and Alicia pub crawl. We're like, woo, yeah. Like, oh man, we're recognizing the alley. Boy. Mom's up there looking down at me, like, oh my boys made it. So proud.
That was great.
No, I'm kidding, because it could have been worse. We could have been just sitting in the alley, like, just
Or like throwing up in the alley.
drinking, yeah, throwing up or drinking or getting frisky in the alley, you and I. That'd have been kind of worse.
Dave and Alicia pub crawl.
We're like, yay! We're crawling right now. Anyway, so couldn't come fast enough on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't happen everywhere, but it does happen here. Last call. Last call. This is where you find out how to not to get. I say that every time. How to not get knocked up, knocked out, thrown up, thrown out, or thrown in jail. I'm never going to get it right. And I always say it wrong because it's knocked out, knocked up, thrown out, throw up, thrown in jail. I wrote that 2 years ago, and I regret it ever since. Actually, what I got to say is our two tips. We have two tips, one being yours, one being yours again, is apps this time, internet and apps. I think everybody should go out, maybe not everybody, but that beer app, what'd you call it again? Beer Profit? That is so cool, especially for like us who are trying to get into beer, because beer is like wine. It's a little intimidating. It's like you want to try to get it, but there's so many different kinds. And not only is there different brands, a million brands. Same thing I have with wine. You go to a wine store and there's 20 different types of wine. Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir. What's the difference? I have no idea. There's a million types. And then in that, there's a million brands of those wines. It's way out of control. Who could figure this out? Beer is the same way. There's stouts and porters and all these different types of beer. And then within that, there's a million different brands. I think that's such a great way to kind of hone down what you like. And if you don't like it, you put that and it'll throw you a different direction.
I wonder if they have a wine app.
There's got to be a wine app. There has to be. Because probably the same thing. It might be Wine Profit. This might be a spinoff. Also, I like your idea with the noms on your tequilas, which is something a little closer to my heart. Find a tequila you like, and then look up its nom number and find other tequilas with that number and try those because they were bottled and produced in the same plant. So you might like that. At least it'll get you on a path to trying different things. We missed the old, and I think it's still there.
And it'll make you seem like you know what you're talking about.
Oh, what's the nom number of that particular brand of whatever? And then, they'll be like, oh, sir, it's blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, well.
Impress your date with the nom number.
It's actually not a bad idea. So that's my tip, is to kind of, knowledge is power. Thank you, live studio audience.
Thank you, live chat room.
Chat room.
Take it away.
Pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork.com is our email. Pubcrawl at VegasVideoNetwork is our email. Twitter, we're the LV Locals. LV stands for Las Vegas. Probably should mention that every once in a while. The whole network is Vegas Video Network, no vowels in network.
Check out the other shows.
Oh, my God, the other shows. And KSHP. You can catch some of those other shows also on KSHP, 1400 AM every Friday night if you're in Las Vegas. That's so cool to drive around and listen to us. There's a commercial. Like, yeah. And I made no money for that commercial. And then what else we got? iTunes, Roku, iTunes, YouTube. There is no shortage of places to get hold of us. Facebook. Hey, that's going to go public like next week or something. I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I mean, I know it's going to be stock in Facebook, but I don't know what that's going to matter to anybody. But I'd like to get some, I think.
Okay.
No, that was it. See, that's why we don't news report. You know, Facebook is going to go public next week. How do you feel about that? All right. More tequila. Pub Crawl urges you to drink responsibly. And remember, we leave stuff out, but we don't make stuff up. Until next week.
Cheers.
Ole.
Ole.